Welcome to the software engineering world, and today we will discuss what is load balancer and why do we need them. So, what is load balancer? Typically, it's a device or software, the main role of which is to distribute incoming data over a set of computing units. In most cases, load balancer is your application endpoint. Why do we need it? Answer is very simple. We need somehow to scale our application, and load balancer is used exactly for that. There are two types of load balancer that we use. Layer 4, it distributes only TCP UDP data and using only IP data for balancing. And layer 7 is our application protocol balancer, which can use data from DNS, HTTP, and other protocols, and also additionally can link to different services to get additional data. To understand what is layer 4 and layer 7, we need to go to the OCI level and we'll see this simple list. There are 7 layers. Part of them is a hardware layer that basically hardware devices that transfer your packages from one point to another. And another is a software level, which basically describes a session, presentation, transport layer, and our application layer. The upper layer gives more data for load balancing than the lower layer. That's why application balancer can do different things that load balancer of level 4 can do. There are a couple of typical balancing strategies that load balancers use. One of the simplest is round robin. So during round robin, every new request go to the next server in a cycle. The best use case for that is for stateless application when your server doesn't have any state, user data, cache, things like that. On other way, sticky session. The idea here is when user connect to the load balancer, it stick it to the exact server. And while the server alive, all requests for the same user will go to the same server. There small difference on how this is done by layer 4 and layer 7 load balancers. So layer 4 use IP data, basically IP address of user to make the sticky session. And layer 7 use HTTP cookies for that. That means that application load balancer can balance per user, while layer 4 load balancer balancing not per user but per IP. It's a big difference. Also, application load balancer can do different things that you may need. For example, measure latency, do health check and things like that, and use it for load balancing. There are a couple additional features that layer 7 load balancer has. For example, TLS SSL termination, which basically transfer your HTTP packets to the HTTPS packets to the HTTP. Authentication, content rewriting, routing, and web application firewall to secure your application from different types of attacks. You must understand that in real use cases, we have few load balancer that working in some sort of hierarchy. For example, DNS, it's also some sort of load balancer because it's doing that. So, for example, DNS can do geo balancing, distributing traffic based on the user geo position. Also, it can measure latency. For example, on AWS Route 53, it cache latency between servers and use it for best load balancer on DNS. Also, typical traffic goes like that. So in the most cases, you will have 3 levels of load balancer. It's DNS, it's geo load balancer, basically entry point to your cluster, and application load balancer that you have many for specific service or applications that you scale. So that's all, guys. So please set likes and subscribe to get more content like that.